Okay, hello everybody, back in the fucking Dookie Boy realm. So, God was the first anti-nihilist, and he says it himself. It's right in the beginning of the Bible. It doesn't take a whole lot of research to know that that's true. Um, Look, okay, so just in a nutshell, if this hasn't already been said, it's so if this has been, if I'm the one coming up with this, cool. If this hasn't already been said in the anti-nihilist community, but uh, in my opinion, God was the first anti-nihilist because when Adam and Eve were in the garden, uh, he told them they can have anything, just don't eat from the tree of life. It's referred to sometimes as the tree of life, or sometimes it's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Uh, But once they ate from the tree of life, what's the tree of life? God, like, just think of the only thing that's alive in the garden outside of the fruits and vegetables is Adam and Eve. So if there's a tree of life, what does that mean? It's probably talking about the phallus. Maybe this has something to do with all the phallus worship, uh, their obsession with obelisks and phalluses. But um, they had sex, and it's obvious. They why did they feel naked after they ate from the tree of life, or the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? And how come once you become a creator, you now know about good and evil? That doesn't make any sense. But I don't understand that. You could have known about that before having sex. But anyways, in the Bible, it says, when God came back, they felt the same. And then he scolded them. And what did he tell them? He said, now you're going to suffer. Your life's going to be nothing but work and misery. You're going to be in labor for 9 months. Why would he be telling her about that? If she's about to be in labor, if she just ate from the tree of life, they had sex. Again, that's why they felt shameful with their private parts. They finally felt nude. They felt naked. Before that, they didn't feel naked. They were just like a dog or a cat walking around with their butthole hanging out, not even thinking about it. But once they knew about good and evil, they felt naked. They had sex. Super easy to see that. But God Himself told them, don't do that. Like, dude, the Christian God was literally, and in the Bible, blatantly, easily to see, the first anti nihilist. So if you were to have a Christian arguing against abortion, it almost doesn't even make sense. You're going against your own God's one of his main first beliefs. By bringing life into this realm, you're going against your religion's beliefs to a degree. In my opinion, I mean, if I read it, that's what I see. God was like, yo, don't do that. Okay, now that you did that, you're going to be in birthing pains. You're gonna, he even tells like the man, you're going to, and now you, motherfucker, because you wanted to get your dick wet, now you are going to suffer and work and everything. Like, you're going to sweat and your days are going to be nothing but work and slaving and blah, blah. It's like, geez, what the fuck is all? That's a hell of a curse for doing something that they were probably had the urge to do. Why else would they do it? Why was the urge inside of them? If God said, you can do everything in this reality, but don't go over there and stick that hot poker up your butt, he ain't got nothing to worry about because I ain't got no urge to do that shit anyways. Why would God tell me to not do some shit that there's an urge inside, a sexual urge inside of me? I see the woman's figure and I feel, sexual and horny and blah, blah. And maybe she felt the same way. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they both had good, great hormones. Who knows? Maybe the damn feeling for them was so intense they couldn't even deal with it. I mean, imagine breaking the law of God Himself speaking to you. It's one thing when some other jagoff has a book and he says, I know everything and there's a God and He doesn't want you doing this and this. It's like, okay, you can kind of take it serious. Not really. But when God Himself is like there, like hovering above you, like, I'm God and you better not do this. Like, man, you'd have to be a damn fool to go and do it. Especially if you knew for sure this was the God, which I don't think it was. I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit like, hey, Adam, where are you? I can't find you in a garden. It doesn't make sense. It's like, dude, are you God? Like, why are you looking for this motherfucker? You should know exactly where he's at. But a lot of shit in the Bible don't make sense. But if we go by the book and we're being true Christians, God was actually the first anti-natalist. He didn't want them to do that. He didn't want them to bring kids. He wanted them to have a beautiful, ignorant creation of not knowing good and evil, just have an animal type sort of existence of not questioning things, just but everything would have been happy and perfect. Everything would have been exactly perfect, the perfect little land. Who knows if there was some sort of Adam and Eve original creation of like two human creatures? Maybe they lived forever before this realm became contaminated. Maybe you could only be in that realm so long as them before you would sin or move on or eat from the tree of life. Like, what else is there to do? What else was there to do for them? Did God give them ample entertainment and excitement? Did God supply them with what they needed to be able to deal with the urge to want to do the things he tells them not, that's naughty to do? Don't eat that. That's a naughty. It's like, and sometimes that urge is just, I'm doing it because to spite you. Kids do that all the time. Teenagers do that. If you tell a teenager, don't do that, because of their ego, they're going to go and do it to say fuck you, because that's their way of saying fuck. They can't beat you up in a fist fight, so they're going to retaliate like that. You know what I'm saying? So uh, none of the whole story, man. Like I joke, I made a video called like Bible study. I didn't even make it a page in before I think I'd already called out 10 bogus things going on, or maybe I made like 3 or 4 pages. I can't remember. But just to sort of prove to people, I'm only like 5 pages into this, like whatever it is, 1,000-page book, and it's already this silly. There's already these many questions. There's already this much misdirection and mystery, and the endless rabbit holes that could be in the Bible. I mean, you literally have something called Bible study, because it's not direct. It's not like, this is what's going on, humanity. I'm God. These are my rules. Blah, blah, blah. Like something that should fit on a postcard. No, it's a big, gigantic, confusing, mysterious fucking book that says 10 trillion different things. So anybody could relate to it at some point. It's going to say something you agree with and go, oh, look, that. It's like, why is God such a mysterious fucking dodo bird? Why is he such a fucking idiot? Why is he so stupid at communicating his message that he makes it complicated and illegible, and to the point that you got to study it, and 10 different dudes can study the same fucking book and walk away with 10 different opinions? Why is this book so goddamn confusing? What, was God a fucking idiot? If I created a reality and I had a message for you, I guarantee you'd get the message. It wouldn't be some weird, oh, put your trust in this dude that went up on top of a mountain. It's always some dude on top of a fucking mountain somewhere. Oh, he went to the mountain and then that happened. He went to the mountain and that happened. It's like, is God so powerless that his voice only gets down like 12,000 feet? He can't yell loud enough to get the extra 3,000 or 4,000. We got to go to the top of the mountain to hear this motherfucker. What are we talking about? What type of idiotic God that would have a message for humanity would tell it to one motherfucker? How stupid would that dude be? Like, does he have any idea about humans and the way they're disbelievers and they just don't trust anything they're told and they're sort of skeptical? But he's going to do that so that he himself looks like a dodo bird. Another one of his mistakes. I'll just tell one guy, and he'll be my special messenger every time. We've had about 12,000 of them at this point. Everybody's a special messenger. But he doesn't just go, hey, all of humanity. Yes, God, this is what I don't like. If you do all this shit, your heart's going to stop. Stop sniffing children. I'd be like, yay, thank God. Stop fucking being a creep. Stop taking advantage of people. Stop robbing people. Stop stealing from people. Especially stop taking advantage of people's goodness in their fucking heart to use it against them. You're a total demon. You keep being a demon down there, I'm going to come and get your motherfucking bitch ass. Oh no, God's so tyrannical. See, he doesn't do it. At this point, man, I wish I did have a fucking tyrannical God if he was on the side of good. I don't give a fuck at this point. Because by not being tyrannical, he's allowing evil to fucking be tyrannical. That makes more sense. Oh, but it's the free will, man. Fuck their free will. If all they do with it is cause chaos and mayhem and suffering and misery and negativity, then fuck their free will. I don't give a fuck about their free will. Motherfuck them in their fucking mama. But Anyways, I'm getting agitated now, but one sec, guys. But yes, my friends, God is a fucking dickhead. He's just I mean, I don't even know what to say about this motherfucker. Like, what have you done successfully, dude? Like, even in your own book, in your own religion, you're a total mishap, fucking tripping over his own shoelaces, mouth breathing, drooling ass fucking dodo bird. Like, what? God created the heavens and the earth, and it was all so beautiful. Oh, cool. It'd be nice if it stayed beautiful, but and then he created the people, and they fucked up, and that mischievous devil, he misled them, and boo boo, and it's like, wait a sec, wait, let's back up. God, are we going to take responsibility for any of this shit? So, you created a fucked up thing called the devil that decided to go against you and be his own type of thought and say, fuck God, he's evil, listen to me. Damn, motherfucker, you can't even create something that doesn't go against you. You're so bad at this shit. Then you fuck up with the humans. They end up falling. They literally do. Like, you told them not to do something that they ended up doing. Like, dude, you can't. Why are you treating them like obedient creatures if you didn't create them to be that way? Why are you punishing them for their mishaps when you created them? You fucking idiot. Isn't that your mishap if you're God creating them? What kind of weird creator would create? I mean, just think about it logically, guys. Like, just you're in your bedroom. Forget all this. I don't know how people picture it. Maybe it's mystical and it's floating out in like clouds, and I don't know how to picture it either. I've never astral projected. I call it the between world because then it makes sense like a dream world or something. I think you manifest it while you're there. But imagine you're just sitting in your room and you create a globe on your computer desk, on your desk, whatever, your bed. You're sitting on your bed. You create a globe this big, and you create a bunch of little creatures called humans to live in there, and you created them. And then they run around, they start like bashing each other's heads in, and they're doing like a bunch of evil shit that you didn't want. Uh, is that their fault or your fault? And I would say if you created them but you have no say so in the creation, then it's kind of their fault. But if you're the creator, that means you're the one that creates the avatar, the limitations of it, the level of consciousness it comes in with. You did all that. So you created a fucking fuck up, and then it fucks up, and then you punished it for fucking up. You're a fucking fuck up, you idiot. God is a fucking idiot of this reality. Well, if we're talking about like the Christian Bible, God, like, bro, your ass is dumber than a box of rocks, and you want people to believe this dumb fucking shit? How fucking stupid do you think humans are? And I'm one of them. I actually still struggle with Christianity, like, or the Christian, like, dude, sometimes I'll hear a verse, like a TikTok compilation, like, moves my heart. So I'm like, just because I used to be like that for like 10 years. Again, I wasn't like a studying Christian in the Bible every second, but I definitely took the religion, I would say, more serious than most Christians take it. I used to say, like, even I say sometimes now, I say I'm probably more Christian than half of these people that say they're fucking Christian. But to me, Christian now is more of a belief of sticking to your purest essence, staying with your purest essence, knowing what you know is right and sticking to it. And that's it. Your pure essence will get contaminated. Your pure essence will get contaminated. Don't get it twisted. This reality is very good at that. But it's protect your purest essence. Um, that's the best advice I can give to anybody. Like, I don't know what else to tell people in this realm. Learn to astral project, maybe. See if there is something to like deceptive entities in the astral realm, and learn how to maneuver with them and combat them and blah blah blah. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. I've only astral projected once, and it was just a quick moment, and I didn't even like plan to do it. Well, you could say I was planning to astral project during that period, but I didn't plan that one. It just kind of happened on its own. But anyways, I didn't really have control of what was going on. Well, maybe, I mean, looking back in hindsight, I was kind of thinking of those things. So I guess I was in control, but I didn't realize I was in control. In the moments, I was kind of in the moment, like I was at work. And anyways, it was just maybe there's something to that. I don't know. Can't comment. Done it one time and it was kind of an accident, so I'm not really a pro at it. But I'm under the belief that they are creating what they create. Because again, if you go and look at most astral projectors, you say, "Oh, but that's just mainstream surface level people." It's like, but it's the majority of them. It's the majority of them are saying they love astral projecting. I'm a god, bro. I can fly. I can do anything. Anything I can think of, I can do it when I'm astral projecting. I'm a god. None of them have anything to complain about. We have this very small handful, just like in reality too. Like there's a small handful that see the evil, that see the enemy, But it's like even in the astral projection group of individuals, there's a small handful say, but there's something odd going on in this realm. There's always this thing watching. There's always this thing present, and if you call it out, it'll attack. It'll become defensive. It'll behave deceptively and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, how do you know you're not the one creating that? Like the same way that they're all creating, the 99% of them are creating a great godlike experience. How do you know that you're not just this one little small percent that has this little evil entity always in your existence, and you just project that when you astral project? You need the adversary or the little enemy, like Joker said to Batman, like I need you, like without you, like I'm nothing, or whatever he said to him. It's like, why do you need your little adversary? But I guess all of humanity needs their little adversary. It appears. Maybe the adversary's implemented um, just to give us something to fear, so that we appreciate life. I don't know, because in this reality, everything fears something else getting it. And if humans are at the top of the pyramid, they would fear nothing. So it has to implement this sort of enemy, this evil government entity or group of psychopaths, or blah, 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 to put every living thing in this I'm struggling to stay alive state. Uh, and then the arguments, you wouldn't appreciate life without it. It's like, well, with it, I definitely don't appreciate life. You fucking what kind of argument is that? Oh, you need the suffering to feel the good. It's like, man, all we get's the suffering, motherfucker. What kind of argument is that? I'm not. It's like it'd be nice to get some good up in this motherfucker every once in a while. Is that like too much to ask for in this reality? It is. It's a suffering realm. But there's a loving God. It's like, well, then he has no power because I want some love right now. Love, God, please love me. Bless me with something so I can help my family. If I had to ask for a financial thing, you know what I'm saying? That's not my fault. That's the system I'm in that you created, motherfucker. Then you got to bless me with money. I don't like being a material guy, but with money I can help people. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, man. The whole idea of God. Look, you could think, oh, it's there so that we can suffer and learn from it. I kind of understand that, because if you go through a suffering experience, you can learn from it. That don't mean you needed that experience to learn. You could have learned that same thing by analyzing an experience with your imagination, your thought. You can learn without the suffering. Plus, if your excuse is, well, you need the suffering to experience the light. Now I say, well, do we need 90% suffering? Why isn't it 50-50? Because this realm don't feel like 50-50. This realm feels like 90% suffering, 10% happiness. It's like work 5 days, get 2 off. And during those 2, you don't really get them off because you were working on the 5. You didn't have time to go and do all the shit that needs to get done. You didn't have to. You weren't able to go and do all your godforsaken chores that need to get done. So on those 2 days where you're weakened, it's funny, it's right in the language, but on the weekend, uh, that's when you got to do your laundry and your dishes and take up the trash and mow the lawn. So you're like exhausted doing more shit. It's like, man, where's the love in this motherfucker then, man? Is there some kind of guy? What's his problem? What's he doing? He's just chilling, watching a slave for some fucking fucked up sadistic reason? What the fuck are we talking about? There's no logic left in the fucking human brain. It's unfortunate, but the things people believe, things I believe, and that's why I argue for finding mental comfort zones, because even I believe some of this shit at one point. Not so much I believed it, I kind of just settled for. It's like, well, I don't know what else to believe. It's like, so maybe I'm misleading, saying like, oh, I was like that believe, because the truth is, a lot of it even didn't make sense to me the whole time I was Christian. I still had these questions. I mean, it's not like I developed them later. I had them the whole time, but what I'm saying? But I was still like being a Christian, not being a part of something I didn't even understand. I guess you could say, or I didn't even truly believe. But it's like, man, why do we keep making excuses for a gaslighting fucking retard that always promises a fucking hero right around the corner? And it does it in the micro and in the macro. It does it with religion. It does it with politics. Oh, yeah, I'm really going to make things good here, guys. Just have faith in me. And its fucking mask comes off and there's a lizard sitting there like, and we're all like, oh, what the fuck? We knew it. Just like, man, it's like all this God, he promised, oh yeah, my Jesus came and died for your sins. That's creepy. Why'd you send your son down here to get slaughtered by a bunch of evil motherfuckers so that we can keep sinning? What kind of sacrifice is that? You sacrificed your son so we could sin? Fuck our sins. Okay, man, if somebody's got a little bit of, oh, I'm a little promiscuous and I might want to sleep with another woman while I'm in a relationship, in them, so fucking what, man? But I'm talking about like some pure evil shit where some dudes hurting people, take advantage of, there's tyrannical demons taking advantage of humanity every second of every fucking day I've ever existed in my life. Where the fuck are you at for them? I'm not talking about some little, oh, I cheated on my wife or my boyfriend or whatever the fuck you're into. And, it's just like, I don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. Sure, it's not nice to do that to somebody, and cheating's evil, and blah, blah, blah. It's like you can really hurt somebody's heart by doing that and break somebody's heart, blah, blah. It's like, can we fuck this person and that person's little issue with promiscuity? Can we take care of the fucking tyrants that have turned your whole realm into a demonic suffering realm? There is no God in this place. The thought of God keeps us in a stagnant slave state forever. The thought of God keeps us not doing shit. The thought of God makes you a good slave. This realm was created for you to be a good slave, for you to never do nothing, for you to wish for some other shit to do it for you. Can't you see it? What's wrong with you? I get pretty passionate about this shit, guys, because I truly believe what I'm saying, and belief is a weird word. It's not that I believe most of the shit that what I'm saying is that I know most of the shit that what I'm saying is true because it's observable. A lot of the shit that I question, any logical human would question. These are the things a basic brain would question if they first entered the religion and they just had basic questions about stuff that don't make sense to them before they heard any of those parroted, regurgitated, must be parroted and regurgitated. They must be lines that every priest or pastor will tell them to explain away the dumbness of the Bible that makes absolute, or most religions. Let's just say the Bible. Let's say most religions. Anything that ever talks about a God creature. It's all bogus and bizarre and nonsensical and dramatic and melodramatic and weird and creepy. It's just like, what the fuck is this? Why are we not in existence where we have a story about a great God that's nice and happy and loves people and he created the angels and they're peaceful and he created the humans and they're peaceful? Why are we in this hell realm that's the opposite of the way reality should fucking be? It's literally like a nightmare realm. It's a nightmare realm. And then we got this gaslighting fucking retard, and then a bunch of cult members that'll follow it around, gaslighting for it in its name. Oh, don't worry, if you just say these words, everything will be good. You just take Jesus into your heart as your Lord and Savior, and everything will be all right. It's like, dude, I did that 20 plus years ago. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 16. I did that 16 years ago. Took Jesus Christ into my heart as my Lord and Savior. Looking back now, I feel like I may have cursed myself to the Archon's realm by doing that. Maybe that, but I've denounced all that since. But it's like, I'm going to take a promising entity in the realm I know is a hellish realm. I'm going to take it into my heart. Into my heart? That may be where my soul's at. On this weird pretense of like a false promise that he like died for my sins and he'll come back later to get the bad guys. Like, what the fuck? It's like, no, but no, go get the bad guys now. What are we talking about? Why are we playing games here? What's going on? What kind of powerless God are you? Is there like, you come later? What do you mean? What's that about? Like, why are you being patient while evil's running rampant and children are dying every day? What's your kind of sadistic fucking weirdo are you? Like, seriously, dude, what's going on? Oh, you're a totally demonic evil. I see you now. I see you now, God. See, like people would watch my channel and go, "This dude's crazy," but man, don't you guys think deeper than just a stupid line? Most humans will settle for a stupid line to just carry them through. But why does that happen? Well, because of gravity. Things get sucked. Okay, and then they're good. That's it. That's all they needed to hear. They didn't go, but man, how strong is gravity? How does it hold the oceans to the earth? And while it's spinning and doing all this crazy shit, like, no, just one line. The pastors do the same thing. It's like, well, wait, so God created him, then why is he punishing him? Oh, he allows it so that the suffering leads you to appreciate the light. And then they go, okay, but they don't go, well, but then all I get is suffering. But even when I learn and grow, nothing changes. It's still a hell realm. They don't go past one line. Nobody does. I mean, except me, like a few small handful of thinkers in this motherfucker. They just think past line one, and all of a sudden they're a conspiracy theorist. If you think past the first line in this reality, you're a crazy conspiracy theorist. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. If they see me as crazy, sort of. Actually, now I wear like sort of like a badge of honor. In this reality, it is. It's sort of like that means I'm blessed in my eye. Like in my reality, and I know that sounds crazy, but in my realm, if you're telling the truth the way that I am, and you to the point that you actually look crazy to the normal people, man, that's like you've been knighted by my God, the God of righteousness, the God of light, like for real. Man, I've become an interesting guy, I guess. You know? But I believe that shit. So I sort of wear it like a badge of honor. That's why I bring it up. I'm boasting and bragging, but I know I look crazy to the average motherfucker. But man, these are some interesting questions I think most people should have for God if you believe in all that shit. Blah, blah. Why create a creation and then tell your creation not to create anything because they're just going to suffer and be miserable? It's like, it makes you wonder if God's suffering and miserable. Then you look at this reality, you know, maybe he is. How do we cheer that motherfucker up? How do we cheer that motherfucker up? Because if we're to the whim of it, and this is its creation, and we're its creation, how do we cheer that motherfucker up? Because we're going to be here in a minute. How do we cheer his ass up? Hey, God, dude, it's okay. Do we have to be more just so you guys know, the sun is God. Like if there's anything in this reality, it's the sun. So there's those sun worshippers. Like, dude, it's a floating light energy orb that changes colors. It used to be like yellowish, orangish. Now it's like white, but depends too. If it's low on the horizon, you'll still see it as that yellow orange color. But once right above you, it's 12 o'clock. That bitch is bright white. But it'll still get that old tinge to it. But that old tinge used to be with all the time. It's literally like a glowing orb in our reality. If you took it out, everything would die. Like, right? It literally brings into a dark realm. There's nothing in the realm. There's no life here without that orb. It's what brings life to us. Go out and get some sun, by the way, guys. It's more than just getting a tan and looking pretty. Like there's something that with antibacterial to getting sunlight. There's something with plus sweating. You need to sweat. If you're sick, get your bitch ass out there, barefooted on the ground, get some fucking reduce some free radicals, get some sun, um, sweat. Then that means take your shirt off. I don't care if you got a fat body, man. Who gives a fuck what motherfuckers think? And run your fucking white fat ass down the road until you start sweating. Break a sweat. Here comes bacteria. Let that shit get out of your body. There's a reason sweat stinks. Once everything evaporates, once the water evaporates, but drink plenty of distilled water, sweat, get some sun on your body because again, it's more than just, and get some sun on your whole body if you can. I don't have a fence around here, so it's very difficult for me to do that. But you know, I try to get sun. My white ass, like I went out there for like an hour the other day talking to my neighbor, and it was just like I almost got burnt. Bro. I'm so white right now. Like I ain't seen the sun. I'm literally like a vampire. Like, I'm sorry, it looks sickly, but I'm gonna start getting more myself. But I want to preach, but I'm usually pretty fit, like, but I still, like, I literally start looking like, I'll get so white, man, I'll go a year without getting no damn sun and just start looking like a fucking zombie. I mean, if that ain't in and of itself evidence that getting sun is good for you, uh, like you literally look more vibrant and healthy once you've gotten enough sun to where you develop a nice, even looking tan and blah blah. You literally look great. It's like, how much more proof do you need that it's good for you? But anyways, a lot of people got bacteria getting back into their system. Bacteria is just negative shit that your body's trying to get rid of because you're not getting. So, but anyways, if there is a God in this reality, it's that floating fucking orb that brings life into the realm. That's got to be God. But maybe we should all go out to the sun and say, God, maybe we should appreciate it. Say, thank you. I love you. You can stare at the sun. You ain't going to go blind. As a matter of fact, some interesting things will happen if you stare at the sun and close your eyes, stare at the sun through the blood of your eyelids, allow the background to get blood red. You'll start to see some pretty interesting stuff. So rest your eyes on the sun. I'm not a doctor, by the way. Somebody is gonna go. I'm gonna get a motherfucker to go blind, bro. Let me like have a comment like, bro, hey, don't take my advice. I just say this is something I did. Rested my eyes on the sun, spoke my thoughts to it, both physically and in my mind. Obviously, I don't know how else you could, but and let me check this real quick. Okay, and closed my eyes, rested my eyes. And when I say rest my eyes, I sort of just let my eyes go. So I don't focus on anything. They sort of drift up, I guess, naturally. That's just me. But you'll see like some pretty vibrant, like teal and blue and purple shapes, yellow, reds. It'll be beautiful. You'll see geometric patterns moving. And then if you really can relax, deeply relax, they'll turn to visions. They will turn to vision. You'll start doing what I think is what is it called, where people start leaving their body, and like this, even the CIA implemented them. Not astral projectors, but I forget what they're called now. But they can like go and just sit in a room anywhere and go and visit a facility and tell the government officials how the back door is, and they can sneak in this way and what are they called? I think that's what I'm doing, because I'll start seeing visions of scenery of an area I'm not familiar with, but it's hard to get deep into it. But good luck. Try it out for yourself, guys. Hopefully nobody goes blind. Um, but I also think that there's something that happens with depression when you look at the sun, like allowing the light to come into your eyes does something with depression as well. It helps depression. Maybe it does something with hormones. I don't know. Also helps with that. Helps with mood. Um, I want to say this is going to sound so corny, but I stopped living a long time ago. I died a long time ago. And I know this because I had a moment yesterday with my dog. And I always have moments with my dog. Like, I love my dog. But I was spraying her turds out of the neighbor's yard with the hose, and she was insisting on playing with the water. And I'm so scripted, right? Like, I don't want to get the dog wet because then I gotta have to give her a bath because it's fucking hose water and no soap, and she's gonna smell like a wet dog. I'm this scripted fucking retard that's always looking for its mental comfort zone. In the middle of spraying, I said, "Come on, pretty girl, move!" And she was just insisting. So I said, "Fuck you, pretty girl," and sprayed her right in the face. And she was and we played with the hose and the water. She ended up completely soaked. I basically ended up completely soaked. But we sat there and played for 15 minutes. She had so much fun. She was sprinting, playing with the water, doing her donuts. Just she had the time. I mean, I've never seen her so happy. I was laughing the whole time. I was literally laughing my guts out, and so scripted that I forget to live sometimes. I hope this story inspired somebody to go, man, me too. I'm gonna go out and do something nice. I'm gonna go out and I'm walking past that girl at the theater or the mall or the local store, and just by the look on her face, my intuition tells me she needs a hug. I'm just gonna ask her if she wants one. I have that urge to do that. Now, if she says, no, you're a creep, get away from me. All right, it was nice meeting you. I hope everything goes well. And she may, especially if she's down and out. You don't know what people are going through. But when you get an urge like that and your script takes over. No, I'll be weird if I do that. Do you realize when you do that, it opens people up? People love when you do stuff like that. People will start crying. Some people are going through such a bad time. If you walked up to them and offered them a hug and gave them one, they'd start crying in your arms. Hell, some people are going through such a bad reality that just talking about it brings them to tears. Uh, our scripts keep us from loving each other. Those ain't us, man. Those scripts ain't us. This is a program being projected onto us like a technology or something spiritual going on. Human beings are loving little fucking creatures, and it took years and years of lies, deception, contamination, degradation to bring them down to this state that they think they're in. It's done a good job. I mean, I always said it, all it could do is offer the joint, though. Like they, so it, the spiritual or conscious level of humanity is still limited to what it's willing to accept and consume. Like he can only offer up the creepy celebrity that's got a devil outfit and depicting cannibalism. Like, but it's still up to us to consume that shit or not. And if we consume it, we reinforce the idea that it's okay. Uh, if all of humanity was consciously on a level that they seen it for the comic book trash that it is, the cartoon, pathetic, fake, weird shit that it is, they wouldn't even consume that material. Those people would go out of business. It's still a fucking money system. It's like they created a system where you have to agree to be evil in this motherfucker. And unfortunately, humanity's just at that level. I hope that they don't stay at that level. I hope that there's phases of humanity. I hope maybe there's good phases of humanity where it is like the type of realm that I imagine this one should be, like prosperous and abundant and love and compassion and just goodness, man. Just genuine goodness that doesn't seem to exist anywhere anymore. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you see something that's genuine, like what would you say, like a hallmark moment, like genuine goodness, and it's rare in this fucking reality. That genuinely good hallmark moment I had with my dog for about 10-15 minutes yesterday was fun and amazing, and it put me in a good mood, took me out of my negativity, my depression. um, I'd say live a little, do stuff that, and don't allow the script of the subconscious mind to tell you otherwise. You know what would make you feel right. You know what would make you feel good. Don't listen to that stupid fucking voice in your head, because that ain't you. It's a fucking program. It's a fucking AI scripted fucking retard is what that non-loving, hateful, judgmental, every bad racist, sexist. It's just this creature that's so putrid that it doesn't have a nice bone left in its body. It's just full of nothing but hate and misery. Imagine being that thing, though. That's something I said a while ago too. Like, imagine being evil. Like how cringy your existence is. Like you're just a pathetic little fuckboy. Like, oh, I just do bad stuff because I can. I get off on hurting people. And like, really, creep? You're a fucking weirdo, bro. I think that the spirits or the technologies are blasting me right now. I just got hit with no one in fucking electrical pops, whatever the fuck that is. Actually, one happened earlier in the video too that I didn't call out, but they happen all the time. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they cook people like me with 5G towers. I don't know what the hell it is, but I know that the realm don't never do no good shit. Oh no, they're your guardian angels, and oh, when you see those synchronicities 10,000 times in a fucking hour period, it's your guardian angels. Like, man, can y'all fucking come and do something? Quit showing me numbers. I don't give a fuck about no synchronicity. I don't give a fuck about seeing shit lined up. That don't do nothing for me. Humanity needs some actual practical fucking help in this bitch. You want to show me little numbers and shit? What are you playing with us? If there is a God and he came back again on his little fucking fiery chariot being the hero, it's like, what was this, a video game to set up so that you could be worshipped by NPCs you were just mistreating an hour ago for fucking for the past hundreds of years? What are you talking about? If he came back, I would hate that motherfucker. I'd be like, fuck you. Then kill me, motherfucker. I don't want to be a part of your hero realm where you allowed humanity to suffer and be consumed by demons. Demons for hundreds of years. Cannibalism and child sacrifice and blood rituals and weird, just drug cartels and murderers and violent war people and just, what the fuck is this fucking bullshit? You guys think a good fucking God would create a goddamn fucked up, disgusting, shitty little fucking hell realm like this unless some aspect of his mind enjoyed the suffering? What the fuck is going on with him? Mentally, what is God? Is God just sitting there like, oh, like just this retarded creature that has the power to create, but not the power to think clearly? Like, what's he doing to create a realm like this? Unless it's really is about Loosh. Like, is it really about that? Like, we're really being fed off by entities? Like, our suffering creates something else's energy or entertainment or whatever? Really? Is it really? Is that what this shit's going to boil down to? What the fuck are we talking about? What the hell happened in reality? Or is it the mind control programming projecting these retard thoughts into people's minds so that they follow these bizarre things instead of following practical, actual things to help in reality? Everybody's going to go down a different rabbit hole of mental psychosis instead of saying, hey guys, there's still an enemy to deal with. No, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, Ed. We're still running the mind control program. Yep. They're still conflicted. Yep. We'll make that couple argue again. Yep. We'll make her cheat again because she has those inclinations. The AI read that back to the program. Yep. We'll put that into her. We'll make her super horny with these projected thoughts, and then she'll cheat on her boyfriend. We're going to put thoughts in that other guy's head that she likes at work so that he wants to bone her too, and we'll create conflict there. And what else can we do to fuck these people's lives? I literally think that's happening right now. I think that there's an AI reading our thoughts and fucking with us, or it's a spiritual war sort of simulating the same behavior as what an AI would do, reading our thoughts and creating negativity. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Loosh is a great scapegoat. It's weird to me. It's like, if you're a creator god, this is a chicken before the egg thing. It almost doesn't make sense. Like, if you're a creator god creature that needs humanity to feed off of, how were you alive to begin with? Because you hadn't created them yet. Now, if it's just such a powerful creature just comes into existence, it's like, now I must create. This is an earth dome, and I'm going to make them suffer. That just sucks for us, I guess. But then again, all the cows in the reality could say the same thing. All the pigs in the reality could say the same thing. All the chickens in the reality could say the same thing. It's like everything in the reality could say. There's very few creatures in this realm that don't have things to complain about. Everything's being chased down and eaten by something else. Very interesting, gory, little, morbid, ugly, fucking gross realm where life must consume other life to keep living. Just disgusting. And again, always unfortunate for somebody. It's always unfortunate. Somebody's always getting the, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's always on the receiving end of that ordeal. Sucks for somebody. Every time I eat a fucking meal, somebody got fucked up. Somebody, dude, if I eat a thing of fucking peanuts, somebody suffered. Somebody had to pick them nuts and get paid a low wage and live in some shitty den with cockroaches to give me those peanuts. So somebody suffered. Because the peanuts aren't screaming when I'm chewing. Like, in this consumer reality, it's like, that's why production should be our number one priority. Like I mentioned in the last video, but a little bit. I don't know. That would be the logical approach. We don't do logical in the fucking retardo realm reality. And when we do, we look crazy. Oh, how's that work? I don't know. Just the way it is. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.